How do you set goals effectively? You need to ask your mentee what they believe is most important in their role. And this helps you to start to have a look at their role and what they're doing. In this role analysis, you want to find out what is their current role and what are they great at and what do they find more challenging. So what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses? Then you want to look at their desired role. So maybe it's the same role but at a different level, or maybe they want to get promoted to a completely different role. Maybe they want to change roles altogether and go into a different sector. But ask what's required. What do they need to do in order to progress to their desired role? And then finally, analyze the gaps. What do they need to work on in order to move from where they are to where they'd like to be? Here is the GROW model. You may have heard of it, and it was started by elite sports people as they were coaching people in tennis and golf. And what they found was that if they asked these 4 different questions, GROW, which I'll share in a moment, then they were able to very quickly and effectively articulate what that person's goal was. And the first one was, what is your goal? Now you want to make it a very specific goal. And it may not be specific to start off with, maybe it's very vague, and maybe that's the point of the session, is to work out what that goal is. So it's extremely specific for the mentee and the mentor. You can use the SMART model. So make sure that it's specific, that it's measurable, that it's attainable. You don't want something that's completely out of the realms of reality. You want to make sure it's incredibly relevant to what that person needs, that you clearly understand what it is that they're after, and that it's time bound. You know what's going to happen and by when. Then you need to have a look at their current reality. What are they facing right now in their current situation? Look at all options, all opportunities. Explore all of them, because research shows that the more options or more opportunities that you have, the freer people are and the better decisions they make as they're able to evaluate all of their different options. And often they don't know what they are. Whenever I've sat down with a coaching session, people say I can either do this or this. And I say, or? Or what? What else can you do? There's never just 2 ways. And often, if you're stuck on just 2 different options, then you get stuck in what we call a double bind. They're unable to move forward because it's either this or this and neither work. There's always a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th different options. So exploring all of those options in itself can be an extremely helpful session. And finally, what is the way forward? What are the specific next steps that the mentee needs to take in order to achieve their goal? And at this point, you want to check in on their will. Make sure they're motivated enough to do those next steps, that they can put them into place, that they know what their context is, they know what their schedule is, and they have the desire to do exactly what you've decided upon together. So there you have it. GROW, very simple, extremely effective.